Morning.
My name is Curry, and it's an honour for me to be able to be here today and sharing the service for Des. Such a beautiful day. Really appreciate the breeze because it's getting a bit warm. So today you have all come here to honour, celebrate and remember Des, to share stories and to share a last drink with him. Des was born in Wellington in 1944. He grew up in Porirua with his older brother Ray and his younger sister Christine. Des went to Kilburnie and then Porirua East Primary Schools. He then went on to Mana College. He was a great sportsman. He was involved in cricket, rugby and cycling. He was pretty good at cricket. He represented Wellington in the under-23s, and when he moved on to play senior cricket for Tawa, apparently he was the first to score a century, which is pretty impressive. Even though he also loved playing rugby, he had to give it up when he broke his ankle. I'm not sure how he broke his ankle. Barry might be able to tell us that later. Excuse me. He also spent a lot of time playing darts with Barry. They even entered competitions in Lower Hutt, and they once apparently made the semi-finals. According to Barry, they were pretty good, but accuracy could alter, and I imagine quite drastically, after a few beers. It sounds like they had a lot of fun, and I'm sure that Barry will give us some more insights into their shenanigans. When Des left school, he went to work for the post office, and then he moved into menswear. Later on, he even bought a second-hand shop in Oteki, and when he sold that, he moved back to Porirua. It was here that he went to work for Todd Motors, which at the time was the biggest employer in the region, in the city. It actually employed over 1,200 people. It made a huge impact on the community when that plant closed in 1998 and the staff were made redundant, and Des was one of them. When he was made redundant in 98, he chose to buy a house here in Foxton. I mean, who wouldn't? It's a great place. We all understand that. And he's been living here ever since, and he made Foxton his home with Cookie. Des had 3 children. He met and married Maureen in the 60s. And they went on to have Sandra, Dale and Calvin. By all accounts, he was a bit hard to get out of Foxton, but he did go down and share Barry's birthday, have a beer, and apparently fish and chips on the beach. As you will hear today, he loved Roger Whittaker. And I must say that when downloading the songs, it brought back memories for me. They weren't all good, as I spent a lot of my childhood, I'm sorry Des, I spent a lot of my childhood with Roger thanks to my mother. Des was a hard case. He liked a good laugh and a beer or two, and spending times with his mates just sharing a yarn. I will leave the stories to all of you, as they are always told best from those that have lived them. With his passing, Des is leaving behind a legacy of precious memories for all you, his friends and family. I'm now going to play, we're going to have a song, Durham Town. Okay, so here's Barry to share some stories of his great mate, and I'll hand over to Barry.
Well, first off, I have to, Cookie has asked me to thank my daughter Karen, my adopted daughter Dawn, and my son-in-law Tommy Bassett over there, Dean, and thank them for the use of the property and to have this funeral here. It's a very nice setting, as you can see, and it warrants something like this. Macaulay and I go back a few years, 68 I think, and in that time, how I first met him, it was his birthday. and he was down at the swimming hole down by in the Champion Street in Porora, and he was dabbling his feet in the pool. So I came up behind him and kicked him and pushed him into the pool. He got out and threw me in, and we've been mates ever since. We played a lot of cricket together. I tried to get him to play rugby league with me, but he said, no, they hit too hard in that fucking game, no way. So he just stuck to his rugby, and he had to give that up with a broken ankle. I don't know how he broke his ankle. I don't know. But he went on to play around anyway. Des, as the lady was saying, he was the first guy to score 100 in the senior competition for Tawa. He played for Kilburnie. He originally played for a club called Pt1 Bay. Des and I both played for Pt1 Bay. And then he left and he went to Kilburnie. And I was still playing for Pt1 Bay. And Des was playing senior cricket for Kilburnie. And when it came time to play Kilburnie in the competition, they dropped him down. They dropped him down 2 grades. They went down from senior to senior A, second A and second B. And he came down to second B. And he bowling to me. And I knew just about every ball Des would bowl before he bowled us. So I kept wickets to him for so long. He bowled a ball down the leg side and had a flick at it. And his skipper went up to him, and in those days you obeyed what the skipper said. It was the old rules. And I see him pointing down the leg side, the skipper, and Des is going, no, it was an accident, he missed it. And he said, no, I've got to bowl another one down there, we'll get him. So I was in position ready to go, and I clocked him straight over the mid-wicket for 6. I didn't have to know what was coming next. The next 2 balls were aimed straight up the head. I didn't even lift the bat, I just ducked. He was a fairly hard, fast bowler. We had a lot of fun together growing up. We won the Hunter Cup, which was the schoolboy college. All the schools from Tawa through to Pycock all played in this rugby tournament. And Des could kick goals at the age of 12.